Starlight operational. And hey, that's a weird looking bullet there, because that means that this boy is online as well. The DRP. Welcome to a 0k large team game where we already have a lot of things going on. And guess why? Because 10 metal per second. WTF. That's right, this is a map with not only a lot of maxes, some insanely big maxes as well. Normal maxes 1.1, 1.3, 1.8, 1.9, nothing special, but then here 2.5, 3 metal per second. 3 metal per second. Yeah, this map is not exactly low on metal. Here as well 2.5, but yeah, those 10 metal per second maxes are a very strong thing indeed. Of course, there is also a lot of reclaim. 140, 230, a lot of reclaim all around. Let's just check how much. On the entire field there is almost 4,000 reclaim. Might have been 4,000 at the start of the game. But of course people are already reclaiming a little bit. At least I would assume so. So this should become a very good match. And let me tell you this. We will see super weapons today. We will have Starlight. We will have DRP. The Disco Rave Party. And questionable choices will be made in their targeting. Let's say it like that. Of course, we have in the middle already a little bit of raiding, a little bit of shooting down of the harpies. But something we haven't done yet is really announce factories and all that. The reason is, we've got so many players, I don't really feel like it right now. But let's just say, normally you've got a lot of flat areas, so tanks, rovers are viable. But at the same time you have a couple of hills where your bots can't really pass, or when they do, they slow down significantly. So spiders are valuable in that regard, can just climb over that, no issues. But everything can pretty much get everywhere. Because even these tanks, they can still get up to the highest points of the map. It's just that they slow down quite a lot, or they can't pass certain parts of the terrain. But it is a large map, a lot of flat areas as well, where you can really take advantage of the speed from tanks or rovers. And of course airplanes, gunships, in a map like large team game like this one. Those can be very valuable as well. Air support, very nice. Supporting classes for sure. Well, most of the time. They can do a lot of damage on their own as well, but mostly they're support. Couple of decks taking some good engagements there. No real water for them to heal up. It's a very dry map. That's also something well, might be interesting. I mean, right? Empaths are just strong. Probably a little stronger than you would like on a dry map, but hey, that's just me. And over here, Widow is sneaking through. It's going to be scouting very nicely. But also, look at that, almost 500 energy. How come? 500 energy, where do you get that from? Well, you've got geothermals on the map. One of them, two of them. Though this one is still going up. And of course, fusions already up, multiple fusions, working on the singularities, other team as well. But yeah, 60 overdrive, and we're like 3 minutes in. Almost 300 energy. And look at how many maxes are still uncaptured. Yeah, the entire northern side, there is like 10, 15 maxes not yet built. On the southern side, same thing, about 10 maxes or so. So a lot more eco can be constructed. Over 300 income right now. Of course, that is also due to reclaim, but hey. Over here we've got a couple of badges already laying down some mines. Against dirtbags, that's not that effective because they soak so much damage. And Fencer also, no DPS on those. So the dirtbags are able to move in and start doing some damage. DPS on them is not that bad, 25. I mean, it is also just a 30 metal unit, but also against rovers, it disrupts their pathing quite a lot. Over here, we already have a bit of a shield ball moving forwards. No Felon, so DPS is lacking. Nothing else than your assaults either. So, like, no bandits or anything like that. But yeah, A lot of HP, a lot of shield, so is able to push forwards, take down that max and all that. But doesn't have too much DPS itself to deal with any units. Over here, we do already have a lot of hermits being ferried around. But yeah, it's purely just a ferry route. It's not going to be a drop into the enemy base, something like that. Geothermals also being upgraded, at least over on the western side. But on the eastern side as well, with this one. But yeah, both sides already going for the singularities. One of them is up, the other one is not yet, but will be up quite soon. Only 500 metal to go. We'll allow them to get some insanely good overdrive. We've got a 10 metal per second max. Let's look at this one actually, because this is the bigger one, the better one. Yeah, it's normally 10 metal per second. 39 metal in a singular max. Yeah, that is a bit strong. Over 10% of your entire eco in a single max. On a map where you have like 100 maxes under control. Yeah, okay. Well, it's not 100 maxes, but like 20, 30 maxes, something like that probably. I don't really care to count all of them. But yeah, advanced geothermal, not in the grid, so can't overdrive at all. Should be linked up pretty soon, I would hope. And of course, Singularity for Team West out as well now, so we'll be getting some very good overdrive on that max as well. Meanwhile, in the south, over here, just a couple of cloak bots and the commander having to face off against an insane number of assaults. A lot of hermits, a couple of tanks as well. So they shouldn't be able to hold this position. Even with the craft coming in, I don't really see that helping out all that much. And Team West, 85% attrition only. They had like 150% before, but not anymore. Position, a lot of porking going on, but yeah. That's what hermits and like assaults are designed to fight. But most of them are now retreating, going to be healing up. So at least for now, the push is somewhat stopped, at least slowed down significantly. And up north, yeah, they should be able to move in there, Team West. Take that position. I mean, there is just a single low-level commander and a couple of glaives there. Magpie will be taken down, not able to do all that much. And of course, because it is a high eco map, you also have to start with your anti-nukes and all that a lot earlier. 350 eco for both teams. Yep, yeah, that's not really something you see often. So we could see some very high value things, very expensive buildings, units on the field quickly. Well, first funnel web is already 50% done. Generally not the most useful unit, or at least not the scariest unit. It's of course a constructor with shield. So very long range build power. A lot of build power as well, 40 build power on one of them. And is also able to defend a lot of your things very nicely. But it of course doesn't really do any damage itself. In terms of reclaim, already 3000 there. Couple hundred there, couple hundred there. Pretty good reclaim on the field. 50 reclaim per second for Team West. Over 500 eco there. Was possibly because someone cancelled something. Because now they only managed to get 400, but still. 400 eco is a lot. Especially because not all of the maxes have been captured. Over here, all of those constructors sitting around, that's another 3 maxes they should easily be able to get. Not the biggest maxes ever, pretty small even, but even those would be very nice to have. Paladin will start construction over on the western side, but of course that is going to take a while before it goes up. It's only just now being started. And down south, well, Assault Force is once again going to try, but there are quite a good number of glaives by now. Cyclops not the best against raiders either, doesn't really have any AoE. And of course the Assault's also not designed to fight raiders. Widow is here, but cannot stun that Cyclops, at least not for now, because it is still over 8000 HP. But now with the glaives moving in, it is soon under 8000 HP, but you have to watch out the Widow doesn't accidentally get killed. It doesn't. And now, stun Cyclops, it's a dead Cyclops. Widow does also manage to stay alive. And there we go, 1500 and 1000 eco, or like energy eco. Because yeah, that's second singularity, third singularity, and the fourth one under construction. In the corner, Widow, sitting there. I don't think it's able to scout all that much for you, right? Yeah, no it doesn't. Probably better to take that around somewhere. Not really sure. And WTF is without the anti-air. Is the anti-air really that bad? I mean, you do have a bit of an air force, right? You've got 26 magpies. You're going to try and snipe a commander with shield. Only a couple of your magpies were here right now. Are the others going to follow? They are not. They are just going to retreat, as they probably should. I mean, 2400 HP, you probably would have been able to take it down. But for now, you're just going to hold off, rearm, and possibly try again at a later date. Crow is up, Crow is down south, going to be helping out. Though, yeah, there are quite a good number of tarantulas there. So it can't easily move in. Not sure how many we have on the field over here. Yeah, 14. And all of those swifts as well. So is very good anti-air available. Paladin over 50% done by now. Almost 60%. And down in the south, well, or like mid-south, I don't know. Team East holding their own, pushing forward slightly, building a couple of gas turrets. Pretty effective against impalers because they are of course armored up, so don't take all that much damage. And shields are linking through, so pretty difficult to take that position, at least with a little bit of artillery. And this force, the shield force, is looking kinda scary, but it's mostly Vandal, so it actually isn't. Bandit out of the shield, yep, gets absolutely decimated by the scallop. And how is the anti-nukes looking? Well, you've got a couple, but you do still have vulnerable areas. Of course, this one isn't even up yet. This one isn't either. Whereas on the other side, the nuke itself is already out. What is the estimated time of arrival of your first nuke? It's a minute 30. So will be quite a while. I would assume these two will both be up by then. But even then, topside, no anti-nuke is being constructed. You can definitely get a missile or like a nuke going there. Though of course I don't, you would need to scout all of the anti-nukes and all that before you can really like, well, safely shoot. But hey. Down south, still trying with a couple of glaives. Issue is that with just so many assaults, even they are bound to get a shot off on a glaive or two. Phoenix there as well. Those are of course very nice against glaives. And ultimatum. Burst damage 18,000 is of course a bit of a weird unit because it's stronger against like bigger, like more expensive units. Don't completely know on the mechanics of it. It's very scary. Would get one shot by the crow on like the gun. But at the same time, it is able to one-shot the crow as well. So it is a matter of like, who uncloaks first? Because of course, yeah, both of them can't really see each other. However, I think the cloaking radius for crow is slightly bigger. Not really sure. But of course, crow would have to get on top of the ultimatum to blast it, whereas the other way around. Ultimatum is able to shoot as soon as it sees the crow coming. Air Force over here. Seems like all of them have rearmed. So could be starting to fight an engineer commander over here. Only 4900 HP, not that much. And well, there is the crow. It's all ready to go. Cyclops going down till the ultimatum. Second Cyclops down as well. Ultimatum is down. Crow does stay alive. But even there, 3,100 value killed. Most of that in the ultimatum. 9,000 lost for Team West. 60% attrition. Yeah, a little bit of coordination there would have been nice. I expected you would go in, but they didn't. So you lost a lot of value. Eco, right now 200 overdrive for Team East, 460 eco. This is 400 on your side. Of course, with reclaim you can definitely, well, flip that around. But worse eco, at least for now, with bad attrition as well. Not what you want to see. Over here, a crab force. Everything returns to crab. 10 crabs. Just sitting there, not on a spire. Not able to shoot back. So, currently doesn't really do a whole lot. But still, is able to soak a lot of damage. Couple of Phoenix are unlikely to do anything. And over here, well, couple of Phoenix might not do anything. Paladin is up, but that's not the squishy target. That's the Impalers that are the squishy ones. Stunning a couple of Rippers. Okay, not great. I mean, it's not worth it for the number of missiles you shot at it. And the Paladin is able to go and keep going. And will find a target soon. Right? I don't know. It will likely try to find a target. Don't know what it would do otherwise. Anyways, Funnel Web is up. He's also constructing something. Couple of Berthas. 6,000 each. Are able to reach most of the map. But also, look at the eco. 2,500 energy eco. For Team East by now. Only 1,400. Only 1,400 for Team West. Overdrive. Over 200. This is 130 for 140. 70 more eco through reclaim. Through overdrive. Nuke launched. Well, how is the anti-nuke going? Well, it is almost up. Is it just barely going to clip this? Or is just anti-nuke just going to shoot it? The answer is... well... there is the nuke. And there is the anti-nuke. And gone is the nuke. Pray. You didn't have to pray. It was just up in time. Don't know why they're building another one just next to it already. Probably better to just defend this one for now. Especially because this one is even further back. But hey, that's fine. It's fine. Yellow also now going to be scouting the other side. Going to see that they too have anti-nukes. But that's another nuke launched. And what's the anti-nuke range for you? Well, that's just barely, not just barely in range. This, though, is in range if the anti-nuke was constructed. The thing is, the anti-nuke is not constructed. So nuke number 1 from Team West coming in. And there it goes. Boom. A lot of damage there. Nuke from Team East. Boom! There it goes. Lot of damage there. But most of those crabs stay alive because they can just soak so much damage. Minus 19,000 there. Over here, plus 16,000. So yeah, both teams made a very good amount of value through their nukes. A nuke, not the cheapest thing ever. But a restock cost on an, the stockpile cost, only 3,200. So you don't even need to make too much cost. You don't even need to destroy too much to make cost with a nuke. But taking down like 20k and like 20k over here, that's definitely worth it. Immediately getting the entire investment from the Trinity itself out of it as well. Meaning that people will need to get up even more anti-nukes. And be a bit more careful when moving forwards. Moving forwards a little bit, get up a new anti-nuke and then move forward again. Or just suffer the consequences, take the risk the enemy isn't going to nuke you. Or that you can get out in time. Air Force in Magpies, 47 by now. Over 10,000 invested. That's a Paladin worth. In just Magpies. On like 2 airfields? Just 2 airpads. Starlight does Magpies. How? That doesn't really seem like a very good idea to me, but hey. that's just me. Ruru. Ruru and Saru. Ah, probably friends, I guess. I mean, both are French. And over here, well, oh, we fucked. Why? Because there is a bit of a scary shield ball over here. Multiple Cerberus, multiple Berthas, and it's all defended through funnel web. Definitely not something you can break through very easily. And the next funnel web is even up. Still, 3000 energy, 1700. Team West, you really need to start getting that eco back up. Increase that eco. And you're trying. You're getting up at least one more singularity. But that's still putting you quite far behind. You've got good army though. Because if we look at army value, and for the teams, Team West with a lot more, over double. And the defense value is not making that all up, but through eco and all that, because yeah, that's also a bit of a difference, 40k more in that. Team East still ahead in total by 60k. Not an insignificant margin, and are we Newton? No, it is not Newton, Newton Towers and all that. It's just Juggernaut throwing things around. Getting out of range for the double, I keep forgetting the name of the destruction missile. EOS, that's it. Does get hit by the Inferno a little bit, but not too much. Over here though, Badgers will also be hit, but most of them will survive. At least I would assume so. I mean, they're already moving through. And some of them were not even hit at all. Down south, well, you would assume they're able to move in. They really should be able to. There is nothing there. But they're holding on. Holding off at fighting the enemy. Maybe a little bit scared for what they have inside of that cornea. The answer is nothing. But maybe they're scared of it? I really don't know. There isn't a paladin or anything there either. So, yeah. With how much value they have over there? 21,000 value. But the Air Force is coming in as well. Look at the Air Force go! Shooting a max. But what else? Well, there is a lot to shoot. Attendo. AoE and that is good, so Air Force going back. A couple of them did not, well, shoot the missiles, but most of them did. And honestly, for how many magpies you had there, you only did 1200 metal worth of damage there. That's not a lot. That's not a lot. It really isn't. Over here, the cloakies, cloaking. Scythe, will you spot the Widow? No! Second time around you still don't spot it. And you will cloak up and move away again. As if nothing really happened. On the other side, the Widow is also moving through. And what kind of path does it have? Could move through there. Might just barely be able to sneak through those solars. Over here I don't think you're able to sneak through. So probably then not there either then. So yeah, Widow is unlikely to get through undiscovered. But we'll just sit there, watch the Air Force. Can now notify the enemy, or like the team, that Air Force is going to the north. Don't know if they're going to do that. And of course you can see that on radar as well if you have it. Not sure if they have it, I would assume so. Not really. But the Air Force this time around, only a couple of the magpies actually did anything. Nuke up north for Team West taken down. What's the coverage now? Coverage. Still pretty good coverage, because you have this one. Forward section is exposed, just barely, but there isn't that much value there. And they are now starting on the Disco Rave party. Invested only 1600 for now, 45,000 in total of course. And it is able to hit pretty much the entire map. You could technically sit something over there, out of range, but even then the spread on the weapon itself is probably not really going to keep that safe for you. Right, it's still going to hit you. And over here, Starlight going up. Place caretakers, why not Barry? Okay, sure. Yeah, it is an easy target in that regard. You can also just put a wall in front and make teamies pay for it. I mean, they have the metal to pay for it for sure. They've got more than enough eco. I mean, almost 500 eco without even all that much reclaim. Oh, yep, this is definitely a bit of a high eco map. But we will have Starlight versus Disco Rave Party today. Something we, well, haven't really seen in quite a while. Disco Rave Party over here is being buried a little bit. Also has a small wall in front of it for now. But also, look at the placement for the Singularity. Yeah, 9500 damage on that. Explosion radius and all that. It is still not exactly safe. Not from the explosion of that thing. And it is not blocked from the Singularity from the Starlight at all. Scythe on the northern side here. Moving through. Being flamed by those Phoenix. And all of them are gone. Well, almost all. There they go. Weren't able to do all that much there. 2800 lost, only 340 made. Yeah, not exactly a great thing there. But hey, even in that, with that, 70% attrition in total. Geothermal though, why are you blasting it with like 3 different missiles? Shockley, like EOS and an Inferno, and there wasn't even one build to begin with. Come on now. What's that? Were you trying to hit the silo? Maybe. Silo is almost dead though. Bertha seems to have shot it. And Orange, well, they moved all of those units from down south into the north. A lot of hermits now moving through. And there isn't too much defense there. Magpies are unlikely to do anything because, yeah, each of them is like 340. 360 burst. Lobsters. Throwing things, already hard to see anything happening on this map. Scythes are almost all cleaned up. Paladin does stay up for now. Not sure what the HP on it is. Ooh, not that much, only 3000 left. But it could have been thrown out with the lobster if it really came to it. But up north, yeah. Those hermits, not easy to stop those. Not any defenses there. As I said, magpies, because they just have too little burst, unlikely to take care of the assaults. So could be moving in there. Not going to, at least not for now. Just going to have the phantoms and slings deal with all of the defenses there. And should also be able to get a lot of reclaim. Commander is there to reclaim, not sure what its build power is, 24, not that much. And Paladin will soon be there to support as well. By now, Team West energy eco is looking, well, not yet comparable to that of Team East, but it is at least closing the gap. Building in a detriment as well, almost up, 10 more seconds. Defended by the wall. Stand in the corner. You can't see anything. Do you go jump over, or are you just going to try and walk around? Are you going to make an impressive entrance? No, you're not. Just going to shoot a swift or two and walk around. Down south, crabs, cloakbots have been pushing forwards again. And with all of those spiders going to the north, there isn't anything there to defend against them. Still though, a lot of your crabs are just sitting idle. 12,000 value, that's not moving forwards. You can do a lot more damage down south than you are currently doing. Hercules seemingly ferrying around a commander. And up north, yep, commander now with the paladin moving forward. Area shield on the commander. Going to keep that paladin safe. And just like with the hermits, yeah, those magpies are not really going to be able to take care of paladin or the commander. You know, not even commander, 10,000 HP on it. So it's going to be very difficult to take that down. And over here, a couple more maxes that could be constructed. But at the same time, there are no defenses there. As in, at all. So you even just take one fleet forwards and kill the max. And like kill the caretaker and kill the conjurers. And yeah. You can move in there if you're team east. Pretty easily, I'd say. I don't really see anything there. Yeah, you've got like one starters and a couple of rovers. But just sending in a couple of knights, couple of assaults, you should be able to just push in there. Even in the home base over here, there isn't too much. Though, of course, then you are close to the enemy base and you're going to get into trouble with enemy crows and all that. That you do know about. You're in a bit of a precarious situation there with your widow, but hey. As long as it's not discovered, it's fine. Team East once again launching a nuke to the south. And of course, you just pushed forwards. That is not going to be in anti-nuke range for them. For Team West. And how much goes down? Crabs are all armored up. So those all survive. At least, yeah, I'm pretty sure all of them survive. So what's the value killed? Well, 5,600, 5,700. Quite a lot. Enough to make the nuke worth it. Now shooting a second nuke. Still though, I don't think these crabs are going to go down. Maybe if you have a direct hit, but you don't. So, yeah, bit of a shame. I don't think those crabs are really going to, well, care about your couple of little cute nukes. But they just might. There comes the nuke. And two of the crabs go down. Yeah, that's... It is worth it, technically. But hey. Starlight operational. There it comes. Going through. Almost taking down your own fusion and all that. But honestly, because you didn't have anything here, you've got a pretty straight path. You can just go whoop into the enemy base, into all of those shields. A lot of funnel webs. Not sure how many they have. Total 16 of them, it seems. Maybe a couple less because some of them are under construction. But that's like shields, 140,000 shield already. Still though, paladin in your base. You've got a detriment, very good HP on it. They don't have too much support with the paladin, but the paladin is still pushing forwards. We'll be taking care of internuke and all that. And hey, that's a weird looking bullet there. Because that means that this boy is online as well. The DRP, of course it is trying to turn. Doesn't really like turning, so it's sparking. It's complaining. And Hierarch hit their starlight. That's the idea. Well, you do know where the starlight is. Starlight is right there. Of course you know it, because the starlight is a bit of a beacon. And you know what? They don't really have a very good defense right now. They've got a couple of little terraform walls in front of it. But not much. Berthas are shooting at it as well. Oh, that's already a direct hit. Couple of caretakers going down. Only 10,000 HP left. And Faye, kill this now. Kill this now? What? That was a blue player saying kill this now? Kill solars, please. Oh, right. Because otherwise your starlight is not in fact defended. Starlight though? Where is it going? Well, it's going straight here. Into that nuke silo. There it goes. Issue is, nuke silo, if it is killed, even if it has a nuke, I don't think it actually really nukes your own base. Bit of a shame, because otherwise that DRP would have been dead. And now it's time to start sniping singularities. That's one gone. Second nuke silo. How cute. But now it is gone as well. Starlight, of course, the end game thing. The end game thing. Even more end game than a DRP is. And now you're going to try and hit the DRP itself, the Disco Rave Party. Well, it has a bit of a wall in front of it, but nothing a Starlight can fix. Can't fix, right? Well, Starlight is just moving around. Geothermal snipe. Nicely done. Going to snipe an anti-nuke. But really, anti-nukes and all that, are they factories? Are those the really scary things right now? I don't think so. Things like those singularities that you just skim past. Those are the scary ones. Once again, going to try and take care of the what do you call him? DRP. And he doesn't know where it is. Oh no. Let me just say Control F7, I believe it is. Or was it F7? Let me check. It is F7, not Control F7. I do not remember my hotkeys. F7, right? My hotkeys don't work anymore, it seems. My camera control hotkeys. Anyways, over here, well, Disco Rave Party. High arc, so you need a big wall. A very big wall. So yeah, Starlight was stunned. Now going to go back up. But that's a lot of fire. Caretakers do not survive in the fire very well, but there are also a good number of funnel webs coming in. How many funnel webs? In just this area? We've already got 7. Shield though is only 7,000. Most of the shield is gone. Starlight, once again, going straight past the DRP, I wanted to say. Well, it is indeed going past it. Going to snipe another singularity. There it goes, boom. You have a lot of funnel webs, Team East, but I don't see any of them around your Disco Rave Party. Thing is, Starlight all of a sudden gone again. Why is that? Well, no energy. We need pylons. You need pylons indeed. It's not stunned itself, but there are no pylons around, so the energy grid itself is not touching the singularity. Seems like Disco Rave Party is starting to win this war of super weapons. Able to keep the Starlight offline the entire time, whereas the Western team, you probably have an idea of where the Disco Rave Party is. I mean, there it is. Are you going to be able to hit that? Also, why was I able to see the 3-pair command there? I don't know. Also, you have a significant lack of radar that I just now see. You can't see anything. Though, at the same time, the other team also can't really see anything, which is a bit weird. But they do know about all of the singularities and all that it could be sniping. And oh no, there it comes again. Starlight is once again going up. It's online again. And this time around, those funnel webs look a lot healthier than they did before. 60,000 rather than 6,000 shield. Magpie's up north, going to be trying to snipe Lucifer, it seems. Maybe something else. Doesn't really matter what they're trying to snipe. On the other side though, a way better sniping air force. It is the Raven Force by Yellow. Zini, I think. Seems to be Zini at least. 27 Ravens. Burst damage of 21,000. That is enough to snipe the Starlight if you're able to get all of them on target, which you aren't able to do, and Paladin is a good target for them as well. Thing is, Paladin is like 30,000 HP. It was a little bit damaged, but not that damaged. And you're not able to finish the Paladin off. Get those constructors close though. You really want that. Zenith nano frame has been cleaned up. Not a singularity going down. All of a sudden, the eco advantage, the energy advantage at least, for Team East is gone. 2000 versus 2100. Both have lost energy, but Team East has lost more. DRP still shooting in that nice arc. A lot of confetti going around, but that's another singularity gone. How long until the DRP is out of energy? Because the wall itself is too much for the starlight to handle. Especially because they don't like to have it sit on the wall. I think they could snipe it. I don't see any build power around it. I don't see anyone making the wall any higher. Well, you do have a couple of caretakers there. So you are doing that a little bit and need to retarget that starlight. I don't know what it's targeting right now. Just leave it on there. Could do that, or could start disrupting energy grid. Those are your two options really. One of those is a lot easier than the other, because that's a very scary thing, or like a very big wall to get through. Funnel webs, once again, pretty much out of energy. What's the... well, I was about to say, what's the energy grid looking like for the starlight? Well, not good, because it was already falling just a little bit there. Good number of funnel webs stunned, energy pylons stunned as well. Only a single pylon seems to not be stunned. And helping out. Funnel web, where are you going? Boom, there it goes. But yeah, I assume that starlight is going to be offline again soon. All of that fire should probably kill that pylon. There it goes. Was that the last pylon? Seems like no. Seems like there is a single other pylon then. And don't stop, I can't see anything because of the fire. What? Hey, you glitchy little starlight. Come on now. What you doing there? Why are you pointing up in the sky like that? Yeah, I really don't know. Huh? Sure. And, well, there it goes again. This time around, starlight itself stunned. And the satellite going down once again. What's the health looking like? Less than 8,000 HP. Not all that much. A lot of people either AFK, lagging, or just giving up. Don't know for sure. Seems like at least a lot of them are lagging, and I can definitely understand why. Detriment from Team East moving in. Yeah, you've got a good air force, but still 34,000 HP left. Second super weapon is going up. But it's very... well, it's just going up. No one is investing in it, and that makes sense. Because you can't even keep your starlight going. So investing in a second is not really something you can do. Especially because it's also in line, which makes it ideal for the Disco Rave Party to retarget it. Had one of them been like on the northern... in the northern corner, the other one in the southern corner, Disco Rave Party wouldn't be able to switch between them because it just takes so long and it slows its rate of fire down a lot as well. But it seems like that Disco Rave Party is just going to win them the game. It's able to keep the starlight offline just enough. And all of the other units moving forwards, commander there in the north going down. Detriment, unlikely to go down anytime soon. Even though, yeah, it's very heavily damaged. Even then, it can just jump back into those funnel webs, into all of those constructors, get back, get healed back up. And down in the south, well, there's not a whole lot there. Ultimatum moving forwards is not able to get to the starlight, I don't think so. It's just going to get uncloaked by its own fire from the Disco Rave Party. But hey, doesn't even need to get there. Scythe's doing a lot of damage as well, getting a couple of constructors cleaned up. Singularity. Now 14 west going down by the Disco Rave Party as well. And up north, well, detriment does go down of course to the starlight in this case. At least I'm pretty sure it did. But yeah, the singularity, what is it targeting? It's targeting like singular cloak bots. What's the point? You've got a 60,000 metal building that's effectively targeting 200, 300 cost units. When you've got like a 40,000 cost building shooting at you. Yeah, that Disco Rave Party is putting in work. It's not targeting, not really disrupting the energy grid anymore, but it's soon just going to break through. At least that's what I fear. At the same time though, Starlight is finally going to try again. Try and break through the wall. Well, being built back up by like 12 caretakers. So it's going up quite quickly. Next pulse from Starlight coming in pretty soon, I would assume. And even that, it's not able to just pierce that new wall. Well, it just burst actually, was mistaken. It does burst it. Thing is, while going back up, and the shields are enough to at least keep the Starlight off for now. Don't know how much they have. How many shields they have over here. But yeah, almost 50,000 shield. So that is indeed a lot. On the other side, well, it's once again looking kinda grim for the Starlight. It's stunned once again. The satellite dropping back down, so by the time your Starlight goes back up, it will have, well, once again needed to traverse the entire map in order to get to the Disco Rave Party. That's going to take a while before the laser gets there. Though it might be a little faster than normal because the satellite seems to already be tilted a little bit. Don't really know, but it doesn't matter because the Starlight is gone. Disco Rave Party effectively just won. I don't see Team West coming back from this anytime soon. Losing a lot of map control everywhere. Disco Rave Party still active, your Starlight destroyed. And still, the attrition has actually gone up compared to what they had before, but there they go. GG is called. Team East wins it. DRP obviously OP. Team East with over 100,000 more metal produced than Team West. Also just taking better fights the entire game. And then with that Disco Rave Party raining down hell on the Starlight, the Starlight wasn't able to do any significant amount of damage.